Thank you for choosing Wisdom of the Dharma. If you found this video insightful, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, so you never miss a new update. Your support helps us keep sharing powerful, life-changing wisdom with the world. And don't forget to drop a comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Let's grow and learn together. Part 1. The $1 secret that opened the gates to wealth. It all started with a single item that cost less than $1. Sophia was a freelance graphic designer living in a small apartment just outside of Seattle. Talented but overworked, she spent most of her days trying to keep up with invoices, client requests, and a rent payment that always arrived faster than the money did. No matter how many jobs she took on, it never seemed to be enough. Bills piled up. Energy ran low. And quietly, she began to wonder if the universe was somehow ignoring her. One afternoon, on her way back from a grocery run, she stopped at a local thrift shop to browse through the home section, something she rarely did. There, buried under old teacups and picture frames, was a tiny brass bell. It was delicate, with a lotus carved into its side. On impulse, she picked it up. It felt warm in her hand, even though the air was cold. The price tag said 99 cents. She didn't know why, but she bought it. That evening, as she was clearing off her cluttered desk, she moved a stack of unopened envelopes and placed the bell at the center. Then, something shifted. For the first time in weeks, the space looked peaceful. Clean. Intentional. Sophia didn't believe in magic. But the moment she placed that bell down, something in her energy, her attitude, her mindset, felt just a little different. And that small shift began to ripple out. Within a week, 2 delayed payments from clients were unexpectedly released. Then came a referral from someone she hadn't spoken to in a year. And by the end of the month, her inbox was no longer filled with overdue bills, it was filled with new opportunities. When she looked back, she realized it wasn't just the bell. It was what placing the bell represented, a decision to clear space, to choose presence over chaos, and to believe, just a little, that energy matters. This story isn't just about a bell. It's about a truth that sages and monks have whispered for centuries. The objects in your space shape the energy of your life. And sometimes, the smallest shift in your physical environment opens the biggest door in your spiritual and financial journey. In today's video, we're going to uncover exactly why that happens. You'll learn not only what item to place in your home to attract wealth, but also how to prepare your space and your mind to receive the blessings that may already be waiting at your doorstep. Before we begin, take a deep breath. Now ask yourself quietly, what if just one small change could unlock everything? Let's begin. Part 2. The Dharma of Space. Why your home reflects your karma. In Buddhist thought, the outer world and the inner world are never truly separate. Your home, the walls that shelter you, the items you walk past each day, even the quiet corners you ignore, are not just lifeless structures. They are living mirrors of your consciousness. And if you've ever felt stuck in life, unable to move forward no matter how hard you try, it might not be your effort that's failing. It might be your space reflecting something you haven't yet seen. This is the Dharma of space. In the same way, karma is not punishment or reward, but simply the echo of our choices over time. The energy of your home is a reflection of every intention, emotion, and pattern you've brought into it. That stack of unopened mail? A symbol of avoidance. The broken lamp you've meant to replace? A marker of energy left unresolved. The artwork that makes you feel inspired? That's you, actively cultivating beauty and awareness. Feng Shui, at its heart, is not superstition. It is mindfulness applied to space. It asks one essential question: is this space supporting the energy of the life you want to live? Or is it unknowingly echoing a story you're ready to move on from? In Zen monasteries, even the placement of a single flower is considered an act of spiritual precision. Why? Because everything, no matter how small, holds energy. And energy, once held, begins to radiate. Your home becomes a reservoir of thoughts, memories, emotions, and unseen karmic vibrations. If those energies are heavy, chaotic, or outdated, they can subtly slow down every part of your life, your motivation, your finances, even your relationships. This is not mysticism, it's energetic truth. Think of your home as a field. Whatever you plant in it, consciously or not, will grow. Plant disorder, and confusion takes root. Plant clarity, and peace will blossom. Your front door is not just an entryway. It's a threshold between your inner evolution and the outer world. What you allow to enter, and what you choose to release, matters deeply. So the next time you look around your living space, don't just ask, is this pretty? Ask, is this in alignment with who I'm becoming? Because when your space and your spirit walk in harmony, karma moves with you, not against you. Before we go on, if this reflection has sparked something within you, even just a moment of quiet recognition, take a second to ground that energy. Leave a comment below with a simple affirmation like, "My space supports my highest self." It's a small act, but intention shapes reality. And while you're here, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you'll never miss another moment of insight and transformation. Part 3. The 6 prosperity items you should intentionally place. When objects become invitations. In spiritual design, the goal isn't to fill your home with expensive objects. It's to place the right item with the right intention in the right place, and then let energy do the rest. In both Feng Shui and Buddhist mindfulness, prosperity isn't forced. It arrives naturally when space becomes receptive, still, and meaningful. These 6 items are not charms. They're tools to support clarity, call in abundance, and remind you to live in conscious harmony with your space. Use them with awareness, and they become allies in your spiritual and material journey. Item number 1. A new scent, energy that enters through breath. Scent is the quietest way energy enters your body. Even before your eyes open in the morning, your breath is already encountering your environment. That's why in temples, incense is used to create sacred space. It signals to the mind, be here. Be clear. In your home, introducing a new fragrance can transform the emotional tone. Sandalwood calms. Citrus uplifts. Lavender grounds. These are not just smells, they're energetic signatures. A tech worker in Chicago began lighting cedarwood incense each night. After weeks of restless sleep and creative burnout, he found himself waking earlier, feeling calmer, and receiving surprising client offers. "I didn't change my job," he said, "I just cleared my atmosphere." Try this, light incense or diffuse oil during morning meditation. As you inhale, silently say, with each breath, I invite in clarity. Item number 2. Seasonal bedding, rest that resets the spirit. Your bedding touches your body more than any other surface in your home. It absorbs your temperature, your stress, your dreams. Yet many people never change it until it's visibly worn. In Feng Shui, this is stagnation. Each season brings new energetic patterns. Changing your bedding, color, texture, material, is a symbolic act of stepping into that rhythm. Fresh sheets aren't just comfort. They're declaration. I allow change. I release yesterday. A woman in Colorado suffering from emotional fatigue swapped her dark bedding for soft cotton in pale greens and blues. That week, her mood lifted. She began journaling again, then applied for a creative grant she'd long postponed. She received it. Try this. Choose bedding that matches the season's element. Spring equals wood equals green. Summer equals fire equals red. Autumn equals metal equals white. Let your bed reflect the natural world. Item number 3. The color yellow, light of the earth element. Yellow is more than a happy color, it's the voice of the earth element in Feng Shui. It's grounded, balanced, and nurturing. In Buddhist iconography, monks wear yellow or ochre not to be noticed, but to symbolize renunciation, humility, and spiritual maturity. Even small touches of yellow, on a table runner, a pillow, or a ceramic bowl, can stabilize scattered energy in the home. Especially in places like the kitchen or dining area, yellow fosters harmony and abundance. A freelance writer in Toronto, struggling with anxiety, replaced the chaotic art on her wall with a golden-toned abstract painting. Every time I walk past it, she shared, I feel like I'm choosing to believe again. Try this. Introduce yellow in the center of your home. This area represents earth energy and affects all other directions. Start small, and see how it feels. Item number 4. Fresh flowers, impermanence in full bloom. Flowers are fragile, yet they lift entire rooms. Why? Because they embody presence. A flower doesn't try to be permanent, it offers its beauty now, and lets go when the time comes. In Buddhism, this is a core teaching. Fresh flowers introduce yang, active, life-giving, energy into stagnant spaces. They encourage emotional flow and mental freshness. A single dad in San Francisco began placing wildflowers on his kitchen counter. At first, it was for his daughter. But over time, he noticed their dinners became quieter, warmer, more connected. It changed our evenings, he said. Without saying anything. Try this. Choose seasonal blooms. Treat them like sacred guests. Replace water daily. As they fade, thank them for their service. Item number 5. A personal relaxation corner, stillness that heals. Amid deadlines and digital chaos, we forget the power of stillness. Creating a quiet nook in your home, a chair by the window, a cushion on the floor, a shelf with one beloved book, is not indulgent. It's necessary. This is where energy gathers, and the mind regroups. It doesn't need to be big. It just needs to be yours. A trauma therapist in Oregon created her space with a soft rug, a Himalayan salt lamp, and a quote from Thich Nhat Hanh, smile, breathe, and go slowly. After long days helping others, she would sit there for 10 minutes and reconnect with herself. Try this. Add something from nature, wood, stone, or water sound. Make this corner a place of return. When energy knows where to rest, it flows more easily everywhere else. Item number 6. New artwork or meaningful decor, visual energy shift. Images communicate even when we're not looking directly at them. They shape mood, memory, and direction. In Feng Shui, artwork isn't just wall decoration, it's qi in visible form. Dark, chaotic images lower vibrational fields. But bright, peaceful, or symbolic artwork gently uplifts. A woman in Atlanta replaced a gloomy canvas with a photo of an open road beneath golden skies. That image, she said, reminded me that life was moving forward, even when I felt stuck. Try this. Choose art that matches your desired state, not your current one. Want peace? Display water. Want clarity? Choose light. Want confidence? Go with rising forms like mountains or birds in flight. Right object, right mind, right flow. You don't need a total redesign. Sometimes, the soul shifts when we simply replace one item with intention. These objects, scent, color, flowers, symbols, are not things you place to impress others. They are reflections of what you're inviting into your life. So ask yourself quietly, what would your space look like if it truly supported the next version of you? The answer might begin with just one flower, one color, one breath of sandalwood in the air. Part 4. 5 Silent Wealth Blockers Lurking in Your Home. When harmless turns harmful. Not all obstacles in your life arrive with noise. Some of the most powerful energy blocks are silent, passive, and familiar. They sit on shelves, hide in corners, or blend into everyday routines, and yet, they drain vitality, clarity, and wealth little by little. According to both Feng Shui and Buddhist teachings, your outer space reflects your inner frequency. If your home is filled with stagnant, neglected, or emotionally charged objects, you're unconsciously surrounding yourself with energetic weight that holds you back. Let's uncover 5 common items that may be quietly pushing fortune, focus, and peace away from your life. Item number 1. Dolls and stuffed animals, energy in human shape. Dolls and stuffed toys are often seen as innocent, decorative, or nostalgic. But in Feng Shui, any object shaped like a living being, especially one with eyes or a face, can absorb and retain human emotional energy. The issue isn't the object itself, but its quantity and placement. A child's favorite plush is one thing. But a room lined with unmoving, human-like figures? That becomes a reservoir for mixed emotional frequencies, particularly if the dolls are unclean, forgotten, or poorly stored. In spiritual traditions across cultures, dolls were once used in rituals because of their ability to hold spiritual essence. Left unchecked, they can accumulate the emotional residue of anger, fear, or sorrow within a space. Reflection: keep only what brings joy. Rotate toys. Clean them. And above all, don't sleep surrounded by silent faces that stare back at your subconscious. Item number 2. Heavy stones and objects, stagnation solidified. Stones, crystal blocks, and large sculptures may appear grounding, but in many homes, they become anchors for stuck energy, especially when their origin is unknown or they've never been energetically cleansed. A woman in Nevada placed a beautiful but heavy black granite statue near her front entrance. Within months, she felt her work slowing, her motivation slipping, and her social life isolating. It wasn't until she moved the statue away and smudged the area that the space lifted. In Feng Shui, the entrance is your mouth of qi, the place energy enters your life. Anything too dense, dark, or unbalanced placed there can scatter or block fortune from flowing in. Reflection: heavy doesn't always mean grounded. Sometimes, it just means trapped. Choose materials with care, and clear their energy regularly. Item number 3. Old papers, books and forgotten documents, knowledge that no longer serves. We keep books because they once meant something. But when they're torn, dusty, or unread for years, they become symbols of mental stagnation. Stacks of old magazines, expired files, or abandoned notebooks reflect a mind holding on just in case. But the cost of this clinging is subtle: energetic heaviness, mental clutter, and emotional indecision. In Buddhism, impermanence is a core teaching. Wisdom evolves. If your shelf is packed with outdated ideas, where can new insights arrive? Reflection: keep the books that feed your current growth. Donate the rest with gratitude. A clean shelf is an invitation for fresh thought and future wisdom. Item number 4. Gifts from broken relationships, the emotional trap. Not all objects are material burdens. Some are emotional anchors, quietly tethering you to pain you thought you'd moved past. A watch from an ex. A scarf from a friend who betrayed you. A framed photo from someone no longer in your life. These items carry the vibration of unfinished stories and lingering wounds. Even if you rarely look at them, they live in your space, pulling threads of memory every time your energy softens. A Buddhist principle reminds us, what no longer nourishes, must be released. Letting go is not betrayal. It's freedom. Reflection. You don't have to burn or destroy these objects, but move them out of sight. Better yet, bless them and let them go, to reclaim your present from the grip of your past. Item number 5. Garbage, dust and hidden clutter, neglect that accumulates. The darkest energy doesn't always sit in the open. It hides, under the bed, behind doors, in junk drawers and forgotten closets. Trash that sits too long, boxes you never open, objects you meant to fix but left broken. These all represent energetic neglect. In Feng Shui, these areas become silent energy leaks. Instead of circulating vitality, they absorb it. In Buddhist language, they become karmic stagnation points, places where your attention has died. One man in Florida constantly felt tired waking up, despite early nights. After cleaning out the dusty storage under his bed, including broken headphones, receipts, and old shoes, he reported deeper sleep and clearer dreams. The difference? Nothing physical, only energy. Reflection. Begin with one drawer. Let light enter a dark corner. Every act of cleansing is an act of self-respect. The courage to let go. Your home doesn't need to be perfect. It needs to be alive, aligned, and intentional. Some objects were part of your journey, but their chapter is over. And when we cling to what no longer serves, we unconsciously say no to what might be waiting. Letting go isn't loss. It's a sacred offering to the space you are becoming. So take a breath. Walk through your home. And ask, softly, what am I ready to release, so something better may enter? Part 5. Decluttering is spiritual renewal, the invisible ritual. At first glance, decluttering seems like a chore, something you do when you can't find your keys or when guests are coming over. But in the deeper language of spiritual practice, decluttering is not about tidying up. It's about clearing a path, within your space, and within your soul. In Buddhist monasteries, there's a simple daily task, sweeping leaves from the temple grounds. It isn't done for appearances. It's done for the mind. As the broom moves, so do distractions, attachments, and inner noise. Each motion becomes a prayer of presence. The same is true in your home. When you let old objects pile up, papers you'll never read, clothes that no longer fit, gadgets you no longer use, you aren't just crowding your shelves. You're clouding your clarity. Physical clutter becomes mental fog. It blocks intuitive flow. It weakens decision-making. And slowly, it creates a subtle stress that follows you from room to room. A man once shared his story with me. He had been stuck in a cycle of stagnation. His business plateaued, his energy was flat, and every day felt the same. On a whim, he took a weekend to clean out a single filing cabinet filled with dusty receipts and client folders from years past. The space felt lighter. But more surprisingly, he felt lighter. Within days, he found himself writing again, reaching out to old contacts, dreaming new ideas. That's the real power of letting go. In the Dharma, release is renewal. When we cling to what no longer serves us, whether memories, beliefs, or broken possessions, we create energetic congestion. Karma thickens. But when we choose to thank, release, and make space, the world rushes in to meet us. New insights. Unexpected abundance. Emotional relief. Try this the next time you declutter. Don't rush. Don't judge. Pick up each item with awareness. Ask, Does this still honor who I am becoming? If the answer is no, place it aside with gratitude. Even if your hands are throwing something away, let your heart treat it as a ritual. And when the dust is cleared and the space is clean, sit in the stillness. Breathe deeply. That pause? That silence? That's where the new you begins. Part 6, Real Life Lessons. 3 people who changed their space and their fate. 1. The mother who let go of her wedding dress. Julia, a single mother in Ohio, kept her wedding dress in the back of her closet for 8 years. The marriage had ended painfully, but she couldn't bring herself to part with it. It was the last thing I had that reminded me of hope, she once said. One morning, overwhelmed by the stress of juggling work, parenting, and constant fatigue, she opened her closet and stared at the box. Something inside her whispered, "Release the past to make space for the future." She donated the dress that afternoon. That night, for the first time in years, she slept through the night without anxiety. Within weeks, she received a job offer that allowed her to work remotely and spend more time with her son. Letting go didn't erase the pain, but it invited in a new chapter. 2. The designer who changed her front door. Marcus, a freelance interior designer in London, had everything in his home curated, except his front entryway. For years, he ignored the chipped paint, overgrown plants, and broken doorbell. "I was too focused on what was inside," he said. After watching a Feng Shui documentary, he decided to transform his entry as an experiment. He painted the door a deep welcoming blue, replaced the handle, and added a simple potted tree. Within a month, he noticed not only more visitors, but more clients. 2 of his biggest design opportunities came from neighbors he had never spoken to before. "The energy changed," he said. "It's like my home finally started saying yes to the world." 3. The artist who cleared her studio. Renee was a painter in Arizona who hadn't touched a brush in 6 months. Her studio was filled with half-finished canvases, tangled cords, and piles of someday ideas. She said it felt like the room was staring at her with judgment. One Sunday, she cleared everything. She kept only what she loved and what felt alive. The result wasn't just a clean studio, it was clarity in her mind. That same week, she started a new series that became her most celebrated collection to date. "When I cleared the room," she said, "I cleared my excuses." Sometimes, the space you change doesn't just hold your life, it shapes it. And when you choose to shift your space with intention, life responds. The stories may be different, but the lesson is the same. Energy moves where you allow it. Part 7, Your home is your temple, living with awareness every day. There is a simple but profound truth in Buddhist philosophy: wherever the mind rests, there is the temple. And in today's world, where many can't visit monasteries or retreat into silence, our homes have quietly taken on that sacred role. Your home is more than your shelter. It is your mirror, your teacher, and your energetic field. The way you treat it reveals how you treat your own inner life. Cluttered space? Often, a cluttered mind. Light-filled room? A reflection of an open heart. That doesn't mean your space needs to be perfect. Temples, too, gather dust. The point is not perfection, it's presence. Think of your daily actions at home as small rituals. Lighting a candle becomes a prayer. Folding a blanket becomes a gesture of care. Washing a dish becomes a meditation in gratitude. Every touch, every movement, every breath inside your space is a note in your own spiritual symphony. In Feng Shui, the energy, or qi, of a home is shaped not only by what you place, but how you engage. You can have all the right objects, but if they're placed without thought, or forgotten in corners, they become dormant. But even a simple wooden chair, if sat in with mindfulness, becomes a throne of awareness. Begin to notice how your energy shifts in different rooms. Where do you feel inspired? Where do you feel drained? Which spaces support your clarity, and which pull you into distraction? These are not random feelings. They are signs, nudges from your deeper self, asking to be heard. A man once told me, after I started treating my home like a sacred space, I stopped feeling like I was always escaping something. I began to feel like I had returned. Return, that is the key. Not to some external place, but to the quiet knowing inside you. And your home, when tended to with love, becomes the gateway for that return. So don't wait for silence to find you. Create it, softly, in how you open your curtains, in how you light your lamp, in how you greet your space each day with reverence. Because when your home becomes your temple, your life becomes your practice. If you've made it this far, know this: you're not just someone casually interested in Feng Shui or mindfulness. You are someone who is ready. Ready to clear what no longer serves. Ready to create space not just in your home, but in your heart. This journey we've taken together wasn't about decorating or minimalism. It was about returning to awareness, to intention, and to the silent power of space as a spiritual ally. So before you move on with your day, pause. Take one deep breath. Look around your room. Ask yourself gently, what can I let go of today, so something better may enter? And when you do take action, big or small, know that you're not alone. Thousands of others in this community are walking the same quiet path. We are householders, monks at heart, each of us turning our spaces into sanctuaries of light. If this video moved you, leave a comment with the words, "My home reflects the peace I choose." Treat it as a vow, a subtle but powerful shift in energy. And if you haven't yet, please like this video, subscribe to Wisdom of the Dharma, and click the bell so you'll never miss future teachings and reflections. There's so much more we'll explore, together. Until next time. May your space be light. May your heart be still. And may your blessings overflow.